Well, glad it's finally Thursday for us. That's what today is, and excited to get back at it and get to playing again. First of all, I just want to congratulate and welcome our new president. Hopefully all y'all got a chance to maybe see him or hear him yesterday. I'm excited about Dr. Clements and his wife Beth and their family coming down from West Virginia. I think he's a great fit for us. Really enjoyed just short time I had a chance to spend with him yesterday, and excited about him, leading our university into great new adventures. But another big challenge for us as a football program this week with Georgia Tech. It's a rivalry game, and always has been a very tough one. Every single year, this is a tough opponent, and I just think there's great history and tradition with these two teams, and definitely a game that both teams want to win in a bad way. Good to be back home, and look forward to getting back in the Valley. And I know it's a little bit of a different deal, but really need a great environment, need great energy from our crowd, and I don't doubt one bit that we'll get just that. These guys are offensively always tough, as everybody knows, with what they do. And, the players that they do it with. Got good players, great knowledge of their scheme and their system, and how to attack you a lot of different ways. The biggest thing for us is just, trying to win in the line of scrimmage. That's a huge key. Everybody doing their job, not getting bored doing their job, being very disciplined with their eyes, and just continually putting your eyes on the right things. Tackling is at a premium, because by the nature of what they do, it creates a lot of one-on-one type of tackles, and so you got to be a good finisher in that regard. Trying to create turnovers. We got to do a great job leveraging the ball. I didn't think we did a very good job of that last year. We got to do a better job, and then the other biggest thing is just being really good on first down and third down, because their philosophy is kind of a 4-down territory the whole game. If they can stay in fourth and short, they usually go for it and usually get it. So it's a big challenge in that regard to try to, do a great job and create as many, third and long situations as we possibly can and get off the field. Defensively, very impressed with them. They're a senior-led group. I think they got 6 seniors starting for them. Definitely one of the better groups that we have seen all year. Collectively, I think they're playing well together. They're 13th in total defense, 14th in scoring defense, and 10th in rush defense. In fact, they gave up a negative 5 yards in rushing to Pittsburgh, and Pitt just beat Notre Dame, so it ain't easy to do. So this is a big challenge for us offensively. Starts with their guys up front. I think they got an excellent front, kind of anchored by 93 and 45. 45 is, I think he needs about 6 more sacks to have the school record there at Georgia Tech. Really, really good player. Was a backer for him last year with the scheme that they had, but now they're back to a 4-man front, and he's, I think, in a much more natural position for him. But a very, very good football player. Good guys in the second level. 11 is a guy that shows up in all the statistics. 14 is probably one of the best players in this conference, and he was actually a guy that we recruited here. And boy, he has been a very, very productive player throughout his career for Georgia Tech. And so offensively, just got to execute well, got to take care of the football. We got to maximize our opportunities, because this is a team that tries to do everything they can to keep the ball. And I think we got to do a great job and a better job of avoiding some negative plays, and just eliminating some of the negatives that we can control. And everybody being dialed in on what we got to do. Special teams has been a factor in this game. There's been some crazy situations over the years, and so we got to do a great job there, be very sound in what we're doing. And, so excited about it. Open date was good for us. I think one of our main objectives was to get guys healthier. I think we're as healthy as we've been since we started the season. And so from that standpoint, it's been really good. And obviously they've had an open date as well. But I like where our team is. I like how they've consistently competed throughout the year. And, there's a lot of great opportunity out there for this team. And, but it's all about how you finish. It's all about how you finish. And we're sitting here with, not a long time left in the season. but a lot of great opportunity. And, this is going to be a very tough game, and we're going to have to play well, but we're looking forward to a great matchup Thursday night in the Valley.
Is your greatest concern with a team like this just their ability to chew clock and have success in time of possession, but also take you out of your rhythm offensively?
Well, it's two things. It's their ability to keep the ball if they can out execute you, but it's also the big plays, because if they'll lull you to sleep and then it's 50 yards. That's the nature of what they don't throw it a lot. Their leading receiver's got 19 catches. But usually when they throw it, it's a big play. You have to they create one-on-ones, and so you got to win those one-on-ones. You got to be very, very disciplined. You get guys they want to go make plays, and this is a game where it's not about making plays, it's about doing your job. And because as soon as you don't, it's you pay for it. Everybody's just can't get bored. That's what I mean by you can't get bored about doing your job. This might be a game that, the D tackle, maybe he doesn't make many plays, but maybe he's tackling that dive and he's tackling that dive and he's tackling that dive, but he's doing his job so other guys can make plays. And so it's just, it's two things. It's the ability for them to keep the ball, again, if they're out executing you, and then the second thing is the big plays that come off of what they do.
Last year, after you guys got past them, I remember Coach Venables, the first thing he said was, "Thank goodness that's over." Is that how much frustration this team can provide? I mean, it just seems like every year it's just sort of a thank goodness that's over.
Well, I mean, it's a tough matchup. I mean, it's tough with what they do. I mean, you don't see it every week, so it's just kind of, it's a season of its own, truly. And we say that all the time. Every game is a one-game season. It's not coach speak. That's what we try to get these guys to think like, because, you're dealing with a lot of young people, and that's how you have to think. You can't worry about last week, can't worry about next week. It's putting your best foot forward this week, because you're ultimately trying to have the best season you can possibly have. And it takes a certain mentality to do that. And then you play this bunch, and they're so different from anybody else that you play. So it's just, you got, all right, well, no, forget all of that. All right, this is a deal of its own. But they've been in the league for a while now. We play them every single year, so our guys have an understanding of what you got to do and how you got to play. And it's all about just playing well and taking care of the ball. And it still goes back to our plan to win. It really does.
How important is the opportunity Thursday night to show the national audience a different team, a different Clemson team than what they saw against Florida State?
I mean, Florida State. Heck, we've won 2 ball games since Florida State. We just want to just be the best we can be. That's all we're worried about, is trying to play a great game this game, and we're 8-1, top 10 in the country, and everybody knows what's at stake. I mean, there's never been a team in the history of this school starting the top 10 and finishing the top 10. That's a great opportunity, and the only way that's going to happen ain't got nothing to do with Florida State. It's about how we play. And so we play a great game Thursday night and find a way to beat Georgia Tech. You're 9-1. That's the best we can be with where we are right now, and that's I'd be very proud of the guys for that.
Why is it? And every year I hear the same thing about how this is assignment and responsibility, do your job kind of defense. How is that different than any other week, though? I know that the scheme that you're facing is different, but how is that different in terms of your philosophical approach to defense?
Yeah. Well, you have to do your job every week. It's just your job it changes. Some weeks there's more freedom within your job. It's much more restrictive with it, because you don't play a dive and a pitch man and a quarterback every single play every week. It quickly defines itself. All right, this is pass right now. This is run right now. It's different, different thinking, different everything, and so your reaction it can be very different. You still got to do your job. Okay, I'm the contain guy, I'm the spill guy. I'm pass first guy. Whatever your responsibility is, but in this particular deal, they just stress you more than most people as far as really playing assignment football. Because if you don't tackle the dive guy, you have problems. So it's just, and he doesn't even have the ball. But you better tackle him because he's a lot more misdirection than you normally see. It's just a different presentation. And yes, every week you have to really be dialed in on everybody doing their job and 11 guys on the same page. But this is one that, by nature of what they do and how they stress you across the field from sideline to sideline, it creates a lot more, one-on-one tackles and things like that.
What do you think the option, all these spread offenses, up-tempo options been around for 300 years? I'm being facetious, but why is it still so successful and can still give any team a lot of problems? Is it just?
Well, it's an equalizer. It's an equalizer is the number one thing. I mean, it really is. You can eliminate certain tangibles. You're not drop back passing, and depending on that, and so now all of a sudden maybe there's a great rusher like Vic Beasley. Vic Beasley ain't gonna get a lot of sacks against Georgia Tech. Maybe he gets one or two, who knows? But so you can neutralize a guy like that and really make that guy play some really disciplined assignment football. The problem with it is not a problem. I mean, it's just a matter of philosophy and what people want to do. You see option football in high school now. It's just you see more of the high schools have gone to more. Some people are true spreads. Some people are still power football teams. They're just running it out of different presentations from a spread look. And I think that's just a reflection of high school coaches, trying to get guys out to play. So that's probably been the biggest difference. But you look around and, you look at the Navies, you look at, Air Force, Georgia Tech. They've always been able to have success. You don't have to be as big and strong and physical up front, from a recruiting standpoint in the offensive line. You got to be smart, you got to be tough, you got to be physical. So it's just a totally different philosophy. But there's a lot of ways to skin the cat. Ultimately, it's about what you believe in and winning games. And Paul Johnson has been as good as anybody in the country at doing what he believes in, being committed to what he believes in, and winning football games. So that's who he is. That's who he's always been, and he's had great success. And he knows it. He's got answers. I mean, he's got answers. He's done it so long, and he understands how to attack certain things. But it still comes down to the same things that all football comes down to, regardless of what you do. You still got to block people. He's blocking and tackling. You still got to take care of the football. It's decision making.